And John Marsleff, who is one of the lead researchers on that same project, had done a study in Washington that you might be familiar with. They did crows, close relative of ravens, and found that they identify us as individuals and they remember and they pass it on. They talk about us and they would harass this masked figure who captured them. Even though they took the mask out for a walk on the campus of Washington's University of Washington campus once a year, they captured once. Remember this, they captured one time and let all the birds go. Every time they wore the mask that they did when they captured the birds, every year thereafter, and it's been like 17, 18 years now, the crows would go bananas. They would harass that person and ignore everybody else. So through this process, this was before COVID. I had a handkerchief on. I looked like a bank robber, over my face. I wore clothes that I didn't normally wear. I wore shoes that I didn't normally wear because if there was any chance of pissing off the locals, I didn't want to be recognized as the guy who was messing with them because I talk about this in the book. A friend of ours didn't take those precautions. Nobody else did, in fact. And she went to a local cafe in town, like 2.5 miles from the capture site and where we did the measuring and all the workup on the birds. 2 weeks later, 2.5 miles away, she comes out of the cafe with a scone and a coffee.
Fair
And
gaming.
this raven shows up and it takes this sideways hop toward her, like, you gonna give me some of that? And the moment she spoke, now keep in mind, most of the birds didn't see us anyway, or very little, because they were in a cloth sack that would keep them safe, keep them calm. But they were listening as well as watching. Shauna said, "Oh, what do you think you're doing?" to this raven who was sidling up for a piece of her scone. And the moment she spoke, the thing went ballistic. It screamed in a way she'd never heard a raven scream. And it jumped into this spruce tree just 20 feet away and it's just screaming at her. And meanwhile, these other ravens join it and start screaming at her and they follow her all the way down the street.
Screaming, shame, shame.
Shame, yes. And she knew, she had noticed it had leg bands and a transmitter on its back. So this was one of the birds she helped work up at the study site.
Good
And it
one.
remembered not her outward appearance, it remembered her voice. It only did this after she spoke.